All right, I don't like that I rushed this, so I actually think I want to go back to 523. So they want to know, how can you tell whether or not something is a function or not? So if you look, f of x equals x squared. Sorry. But when we did the inverse and we got this, we had to throw a plus or minus in there. And then once we threw the plus or minus in there, it went like this to being like this. Where now, if you look, that isn't a function. So this, finding the inverse of this, is not a function. Now, a function is something where when you put a vertical line, it touches twice. If it touches twice, it's not a function. Okay? Doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means it's not an adequate machine. Okay? Sorry, my allergies. Woo-hoo. I actually think it would be beneficial to do A, and then you guys can do B. Sorry. Ooh. All right. So as I said before, I would probably put the one that has a higher exponent on top. Okay. So what I'm going to do is that when I divide these, when I'm dividing exponents, it really means I'm subtracting. Exponents. I'm not subtracting numbers. I'm dividing the numbers. So when I divide, it means I'm subtracting. And now how to get rid of a square? Square root. B equals plus or minus 5. So B could actually be positive 5 or negative 5. Either way, I'm going to plug 5 in there. And I'm going to see if I can get my A. 75 equals A times 5 squared. 75 equals 25A. A equals 3. Sorry. So I have my A. I have my B. So I'm actually going to have two equations. Y equals 3 times 5 to the x. Y equals 3 times negative 5 to the x. What that means is that this point, 0, 3, is one of the points that satisfies this. And 2, 75 also satisfies this, which means if I plug in 2, I should get 75. So if I plug in 2, negative 5 squared is 25 times 3 is 75. 5 squared is 25 times 3 is 75. It makes sense. All right, so this is just translating. We went over this one. And some of you goes, why is it x equals? I don't know if you remember doing this, but whenever if you had an x equals 10, you would go to the right 10 and you would draw a vertical line. So if you see a vertical line, it doesn't follow the rules of the y's. So you start with x. Okay, let me go more slowly here. So they want you to find the inverse of it. You can do that. I think that's fine. And remember, if you're stuck on how it looks, you can always plug this into Desmos to help you. And then you can plug your new equation in and see if it actually is on top. Okay, now I think what they're saying is, okay, this is the original, which is this, and they're saying this one is the inverse, and they want to see if you can actually create a function. Well, I know if it has this little squiggle, it's x cubed, which means this one has to be cube root of x, because they're inverses of each other, x squared square root of x. So I know everything's always based on the vertex, so it looks like the vertex is, that's 2, 4, 6. So the vertex of this one is negative 2. If that's 2, that would be negative 2, 1. So that means h of x should be x plus 2 cubed plus 1. Now if I'm doing inverse, of x, I know there's going to be the cube root. Well, if my vertex for my pink is negative 2, 1, my vertex for my blue should be 1, negative 2. So that means that should be x minus 1 cube root minus 2. Yep, right 1, down 2. Okay, well, let's see. What's the first thing I would do here? Add 2, cube it, add 1. What would that be backwards? Subtract 1. Yep. Cube root it. Yep. Subtract 2. So I know that I'm good. 2 go. All right. This one, I think they want a piecewise. So this is when Yeah, I just want you to do the piecewise. Forget that. Just do a piecewise function. So that's when you're going to go f of x equals, and I want you to give me the pink one with the restrictions x is less than. Do the yellow one. I think we need more practice with that anyways. And then the blue one. Okay. This one, for each of the following, describe how it affects. Oh, so you just have to say what the t is going to be. You're just doing transformations. You can do that. And then I don't care about this. Okay? And that covers it.